Warning, Prospect Watch is not your average hockey podcast, and that's okay with us. Our goal is to introduce you to stars in the making from all over the world. They may not be household names yet, but we assure you they will be soon enough. Welcome to Prospect Watch. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the next episode of Prospect Watch. And holy moly, do we have quite the panel sitting in here with us today, folks. I mean, you got the Russ Cohen, the main man, pots and pans of sportsology. Russ, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, Ron.
And then we also got, of course, another sit down with the Don. The Prospect Don is joining us again. How you doing, buddy?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Oh my gosh. Well, folks, we put together this panel today because we want to talk about the top 5 center prospects that you should be looking out for this next coming season. Like we're all going to be looking out for, right? We're all deeply entrenched in what's going on with prospects. We do a lot of interviews and we do a lot of following of what's going on here, especially both of these two gentlemen here sitting here in the panel with us today. So I'm super, super excited to get started. We're going to talk about the top 5 centers for this year to take a look at that are going to be drafted in 2026. So, man, I'm excited to get into this, and I can't wait to get in here and get going. Guys, are you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, here we go. We're going to start off with a young man that we all know and love, and one that we all, I think, are in agreement that this is the guy that's a cut above all the rest of them as far as we're concerned. And we're talking about Tynan Lawrence. And Russ, what talk to me about Tynan Lawrence?
Yeah, so first thing I want to say as a disclaimer, what I say today could change in 2, 3 months. This is the early going.
Right.
So that's an important thing. But
Exactly.
I mean, he was the Clark Cup leader in points last year. That was impressive. I remember I kept hearing Tynan Lawrence, Tynan Lawrence. I kept watching video. This kid was just amazing. Great wrist shot. Tremendous skater. Probably the best skater of the group that we're going to talk about. Tremendous passer. Like he really has the full package. Like he has when he snaps a shot, it's very quick. It's not on his stick very long. The hockey IQ is good. This guy's got a high ceiling. Like this guy's a 1C all day long, I think.
Anthony, what do you think about Tynan? I know you're trying to get an interview with this young man, aren't you?
Yeah, so I'm going to be talking to him later on in the process. I'm going to be watching him at the USHL Fall Classic, and I'm a big fan of Tynan Lawrence. He is one of those players that I think has top 6 potential easily. I think his floor is top 6. He obviously can also be a 1C as well. I talked to Scott Wheeler, and he was very high on him. He thinks he's probably going to go in the somewhere in this range of top 5 to 7. I think that he's getting a lot of respect from a lot of the scouts and media people I talk to, especially during this time of year, but a lot can change. But what he's going to the USHL again, he's going to go back. I don't see anything that can really stop him going in. Like, there's not a big leap that he needs to overcome a lot of these obstacles. Like you see players like Adam Valentini going to taking a massive jump to the NCAA. There's no massive jump for Tynan Lawrence. He's going to be the leader. Vaslav Nestrasil is leaving Muskegon to go to UMass. So Tynan Lawrence is going to have an even bigger role. Same with Ivan Ryabkin, who is leaving Muskegon as well. So I feel like he's
That's
just
probably
gonna
a
be the go-to
positive.
guy.
That's probably a positive. By the way.
Yeah, I agree. But his role is just going to continue to increase. I just see
Yeah.
so much upside. Very good two-way center. Like Russ said about his skating, it's fantastic. He can do it all. So I just really like his versatility. I think that he's a very safe player at the top of the draft.
I'm gonna agree with you guys all 100%. I've already spoken to Tynan Lawrence. What an amazing young man he was to speak to. He has definitely got his head screwed on. This young man has got poise beyond his years, not just on the ice, but off the ice. He's driven. He knows what he wants. He knows what he has to do in order to get to that next level. You can see that when you talk to him, and you can see that when you watch him play. You can see the poise that he had when he played at the Linka Gretzky Cup. I mean, this guy was just beyond his years in where he is at. Like Russ even said, his hockey IQ, I think, is way up there.
It
And
showed in the
with
playoffs. That was when it showed.
exactly. And now playing with the Lumberjacks, I mean, there's nothing but up with this guy. And I think I'm gonna have to agree. I think he's at least a top six player taken. I mean, everything all depends on,
Things can
injuries and,
change.
everything else like that, but, and like Russ said, this is very, very early on. We're just about getting ready to start the seasons here for a lot of these young guys, or getting ready to ramp up with their
I haven't
seasons.
even been to the Fall Classic yet.
So you see, there you go, right? So we're just starting to get rolling, but I wanted to get eyes on some folks that we all thought were really good players that we think are going to be standout players for this year. And number one, I think we're going to talk about is Tynan Lawrence, and I think we touched on him really well. And so now we're going to move to the next player, and we're going to shift to Ryan Roobroeck. And oh my gosh, uh, Anthony, look, I know that we've probably have maybe, I don't know about you, but I've salivated over wanting to try to get this guy as an interview. You know what I mean? But my gosh, this guy just is really good with the puck on his stick. He really knows about what he's going. He's 6'4", and 190 pounds, and he uses his size to his advantage, but I don't think he overuses his size to his advantage, because we've talked about that before, where a player will get, hey, you're 6'4" and you're playing down there in juniors and you can overpower guys, but then now you're 6'4" and you get up into the bigs, and now, hey, everybody else is 6'3" and 6'2". How are you going to be able to use your size at that point? And I think he's smart with his size as far as that's concerned. Talk to me, Anthony, about what do you think about Ryan?
Yeah, he is going to be at the top of the draft boards for this entire class. I don't think he's going anywhere. 6'4", 190 pounds, like you said, but he is an elite shot. I think of guys like Porter Martone and Jake O'Brien. Like, just there was not
Perfect.
a lot of power forwards, even though they had there was not a lot of power forwards last year in this class. He would have been the biggest power forward there was in last year's class. Anton Frandell is probably one of the also power forwards that you can think of too in that class, but he was not 6'4", 190 pounds, and can use his body the way he does with that elite shot. So Ryan Roobroeck is going to be very, very valuable, because I don't think we've had a Ryan Roobroeck in a class for a little while now. There hasn't really been one that he uses his body. I think Ethan Belchik is also in that tier, but he's 6'5", 227 pounds, where it's like a Shane Van Sage, just with more
Yeah.
elite offensive skill. But he also didn't put up the point production that Robrick did even last year. So, because if you go back 2 years in the OHL, he had 51 points in 63 games for the Ice Dogs. And then this year, he just erupted with 87 points in 64 games, 41 goals. And when you're doing that in the OHL, when you're that size and you're a center, you're going to get drafted very, very quickly. And his skating is not bad either.
No.
So I really do like everything about him. It's just such a deep front of the headlining class that he could drop to like 4, 5, or 6, and I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay, Russ, what do you think about Ryan's game?
So I looked up some numbers on Instat. He averaged over 21 minutes a game, which is a lot for a young player. Like that's a load. So that's a big deal. 47% on faceoffs is really good for a young player, and he's only 190 pounds, so he's going to get better on faceoffs. He does have a long skating stride. I do think he's still kind of growing into his body, so the speed's not what it's going to be in 2-3 years for sure. And I think Anthony picked up on that. I also think that his 61% shots on goal is because his size. Now he has a great shot, but I did notice that he does like to go in the slot area too, because again, right now at 6'4" in the OHL, few could even stop anything he does there. So I do think you have to take the 87 points with a grain of salt. Because of that, he is able to do that at will. He's going to have to get a lot stronger to do that, moving up the ladder. But I think the skating will get better. I think all of that will get better. I think he is a top guy in this. He is only, believe it or not, 1 hit per game right now. So I would like to see that improve. That's his
Yeah.
average. So I'd like to see that improve. And, there's every reason to believe it will this year. So yeah, he's a great guy to have. He's a horse.
Yeah, I mean, all day long, I'm liking this kid too. You know what I mean? So, okay. So now we're gonna switch gears here a little bit, and we're gonna talk about, and I'm gonna try to say this name correctly, Alessandro Di Iorio. Am I saying his name correctly?
I believe that's it. But
Yeah. Okay. 6'1", 190 pounds. Man, this guy uh, for the Sting, playing a good game. Not a bad skater. Not bad in the face-off dot. Um, let's go back to you, Russ. What do you think about Alessandro?
yeah, he's 6'1", 190, two-way guy for sure. Uh, there's a lot to like here. I love his edge work as a skater. He when he kind of cuts across the grain of the ice, it's really good. His hustle is really good. So, you're always seeing him like hustle in the offensive zone to kind of get in the corner, make that extra play, do all that. He's got a lot of battle around the net. And, I think because he's 6'1", that's going to be a battle always. So it's good to see that he's already taken that on. Uh, Really, stick and puck control is top notch. One of the best of the guys we're going to be talking about. So really impressed with his early going. And yeah, there's definitely something here. I like him a lot.
Okay. Anthony, what do you like about him?
So obviously a lot what Russ said, but I actually want to get into the like Hurley Gretzky Cup with him. He can play a bottom six role for you, and I
Yeah.
like that floor. With a lot of these high skill prospects, and you don't really know what you can get. It's a lot harder to project them into the bottom six because it's like you need to at least be in the top six or the top nine, or else you're not going to have
Right.
an
It's
NHL
top
role.
nine or nothing sometimes. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So I like that floor or I like that ability to bring him into your bottom six and have that checking ability because, like Russ said, he is a very good two-way player, really good defensively. So I think that that's
Yeah.
an underrated aspect of his game. The OHL points will continue to come. Obviously he had 38 points, 58 games, 11 goals. I think that is good numbers for him in his D-2 year. I would like to see a huge jump up, but it would just be like he is an all-around player that you kind of need to build your team as a winner or as a contender. It's a good pick in the range of like anywhere down from 25 at this point. I think that he is going to be a first round talent if I was evaluating now, but you never know what's going to happen. I really like the guy's upside here because of that floor as well. So he's somebody that's going to be in my like first round when I
Yeah.
release my rankings for the top 32. So I'm really excited to see what he has this season.
Yeah,
Go
he's
ahead,
around the
Russ.
puck a lot, and I like his puck pursuit. That's a
Yeah.
thing that's hard to teach, and he's just got that ingrained. And so, yeah, I can envision him in a lot of different roles.
The one little thing I would like to see him improve on is like what you guys both had touched on is a little bit more on the offensive side, because he was a minus 24. So uh, I want to see that improvement. I mean, we see that he's good without the puck, but we need to see him be a little bit more defensive responsible and try to get that minus 24 down and get the goals and get that production up a little bit for this coming year. And then
It'll
I do,
happen.
yeah, and then I do agree. I think he's at least a first round draft pick all
Hmm.
day long, all day long. Okay. We got two more guys left on our list here. We've already hit three so far. Now, these aren't in any particular order,
No,
guys. No, no, no,
we're
no,
not
none.
committing.
Nope, no, we're not 1 for 5 or anything like that. But we actually all agreed on a list
We
of
did.
guys. I mean, I was quite surprised that we were able to get it done within
I mean,
what, a
it took
couple.
like 4 or 5
I
emails.
was just gonna say, right, within a couple emails, right? You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
I mean, Anthony's difficult. It would have been probably 3 or 4. No,
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I didn't hit the reply all button. That's on me. That's on me.
That's okay, man. It's all good. All good. Okay. So now the next one that I want to talk to about is Jack Hextall. And I know that we're both all of us were very much intrigued about how he showed out at the Gretzky Cup and how poised he was and how he basically put the team on his back as far as I'm concerned and really played well. So we'll go back to you, Anthony, and talk to me about Jack Hextall.
Yeah, I really like his game. When I looked at just like Team USA on paper, they probably should not have been even close to Canada based on paper and that roster.
I
And Jack
know.
Hextall was just somebody that just played every shift like it was his last. I really
Yeah,
do like that intensity. 7 points in 5 games at Helinka, 2 goals and 5 assists. I thought he did tremendous. I really
yeah,
did like watching him with the Phantoms. It's one of my favorite logos in the USHL. I talked about that quite a few times on different podcasts. But yeah, I do like just what he could bring to a NHL team. I think that it's like safer two-way floor. He's already 6 feet, 185 pounds. I think that like he will continue to increase his physical maturity. I mean, but he is somebody that's going to Michigan State, and I really like that
yeah,
fit for him.
yeah.
Just because like I like players that go to Michigan State, in Michigan as well. I'll throw in University of Michigan. Those are two programs that I really, really
You'll
like
throw it in
a
like
lot.
they're the ones that own the space. What do you mean you'll throw it in?
I really like Michigan and Michigan State, and I know they're both rivals. So, but I grew up a Michigan State fan. I always wore their socks and stuff, and I had the headband, and I would get like I thought I was the coolest person in the world. But I do like Michigan State. I think that they bring in really great players. Also,
Yeah.
Adam Bannock had a tough time going into the USHL too, and Adam Bannock was like higher on a lot of people's radar than he got drafted last year. So the fact that Jack Hextall did have the season that he did have with the Phantoms, I think that's just a pro. I like his skating. I like his two-way ability. He has a good shot, playmaking skills. It's like watching like a lower end James Haggins-esque
Oh, there
skill
you go.
wise.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do like Jack Hextall.
Okay. All right. Russ, talk to me about what you think about Mr. Jack Hextall.
Yeah, I know a lot of people like really got a good look at him at the Holinka Gretzky, but I watched him last year at the Fall Classic and
Yeah.
I was impressed. Like I went back and looked at my notes because I was watching him in the Holinka and I'm like, I got to see what I thought about him because sometimes you forget what you jot down. And I remember it jogged my memory because he was like smacking his stick on the ice like he really wanted the puck, right? And I'm thinking, yeah, this kid really wants the puck. Like he's got some chutzpah, man. Like that's for a young guy, that was to me was a big deal. So that speed's excellent. It's some of the
Yeah.
best of this five that we're talking about. He shoots it low too, which a lot of guys always want to go top shelf, whatever. But he's tricky. He kind of shoots it low and he has a kind of like a whipping wrist shot, which I think may be the best of all these guys in this list because just of the way the whipping action of it. He's not going to score more than Lawrence, but it's an effective tool. So I really like him. I think the tournament did him a world of good, and yeah, he'll have a big year this year.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to him having another a big year as well too, and kind of coming out in his own a little bit this year too. With getting a little bit more of that success at the Gretzky Cup, and
Definitely will vault him. Yeah.
yeah, exactly, because confidence plays a key role in a lot of these young guys' games. And when they're you can tell when they're confident, they're up on their skates, they're having a good time, they're smacking the glass, they're, you know what I mean, the whole nine
Yeah.
yards. And so, okay, now our last player on the list is also, of all the players that we've talked about, is also the smallest.
Hmm.
Okay. But not by that terribly too much, right?
No.
We're talking about JB Huber. Did
JP.
I
JB Herbert. Herbert.
Herbler? Okay.
Herbert.
Uh,
Yeah.
Hurlbert. Okay. Talking about him, right? 5'11, 176 pounds. But holy moly, this guy's like a freaking fire plug.
That was last year's. I just spoke to him. He's 6 foot 185 now.
Okay, so Russ, talk to us about him.
Yeah. So he's 6 foot 185 now. I started watching him play at 15. He
Oh,
was
wow.
here in Philly at a tournament, and I watched him, and he was really good. Part of that Dallas Stars elite system. Blake Fiddler was in that system too. As an example, he knows Blake Fiddler. He worked out with him
Oh,
over the
nice.
summer. I did just speak to him for an article that I'll put up on Elite Prospects. Not me, but the editor will soon. And so yeah, the face-off technique is really good with him because he admits to cheating, which I always like, but he also knows that he's gotten stronger since last year, and he was 45%, I think, last year. So I think this year it's going to be even better. So that's a part of his game that whether he's playing wing or center, because it's unsure in cam loops, it's a different kind of jump now, going from the U17 team for the NTDP to cam loops. And
Yeah.
again, he's part of a bunch of guys that are basically leaving the NTDP for greener pastures or mountains or whatever you want to say. But the thing is, I mean, he is one of those guys, super talented. I feel like he's very humble, has gotten better every year. He likes the puck on his stick, and you could see that when you watch him play. But the puck doesn't stay on his stick for more than like a second and a half. He may have the fastest release of all the guys, and he's a guy that at times could play the point if you want him to on the power play, because his shot always gets through because it's so fast. He knows how to get it on net, and it makes things happen. So that's something where he becomes a big point producer because of that, whether it's off the wall or in the middle.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Anthony, talk to me about him. What do you like about this young player?
I've been a big fan of JP, I guess, since like last year's summer scouting when I kind of looked into him. Like him, Hextall, and Calder Varga were the guys that I like wow, these guys are really, really good. I know Calder Varga doesn't really get a lot of as much love as I think he should,
We'll give him
but
some here.
yeah, I think that he's really talented. But yeah, JP, I am surprised that you said that he is 6 foot 185. That is awesome. Just getting to that 6 foot number, it puts you in a different tier for scouts,
Does.
and
It does.
so I think that
He
is
thinks he'll
pretty
get a
cool.
little heavier over time, just to give you
Mhm.
a spoiler. Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm definitely excited to read that piece. That's really cool that you
Me
got to talk
too.
to him already. Blazers are a fantastic team. I got to talk to Nathan Bebb, who is just killing it over there,
Yep.
who was a
Yeah.
Blackhawks draft pick. They were just practicing and he did an incredible move during practice. It's just they like a lot of skilled guys over there. I think JP's going to really fit in
He'll
there. He's
fit in.
also a commit to Michigan, University of Michigan,
That
who I
other
already
team in
talked about.
Michigan. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah,
just gonna say. Yeah.
the so again, it's a really good program that I really like. I thought he is he's one of my favorite guys in this range. I think in my opinion, like I would probably have him in that like early second round, but I like at this point, but like he can have a really great season and I would push him up to my first round and I would not be surprised. Like this is a kid
I think he might
that
be a
just
first
has
rounder, right? I think
yeah.
it's a
Yeah.
really good chance because, like, if he plays center and proves it at center, he's going to be a first rounder. If he plays wing for a lot of the year, then it's possible he may be very early second, but that's going to, there looks to be some opportunity for him to play center at some point this year there. So that's going to be a big thing.
Yeah,
I have
that's
him in
kind
like
of
that 33 to 37 range.
yeah.
But then Ottawa Senators kind of screwed that up where it's only 31 picks in the first round this year, maybe if
And
they
he
have to
gets a lot
forfeit
of
their
D zone
first.
starts. Like, he is smart defensively. He understands the complete game. Coaches trust him. He is one of those guys. So I don't know if people have really started to talk about him a lot. So that's why I wanted him on this list.
Okay, well, there you go. See that the man wanted him on the list, and now he's on the list. And there you go. There was our there was our full list of five centers that we all feel that y'all should be keeping an eye on this year as the junior leagues start to get rolling here really, really soon. And we feel that these players are some great players that y'all should be keeping an eye on. And so be looked forward to the article here from Russ coming out here. Can't wait to see that. You said that's going to come out on Elite Prospects.
Elite prospects, don't know when, TBD.
Okay. Okay, right. To be determined, right? But for sure, for sure. So, speaking of all the great stuff, Russ, why don't you tell the folks where we can find all the rest of your great stuff, your books, and everything else, my man?
Well, when I'm not petting alligators, I have a book called Game
Or,
Winners.
or measuring how many pints of ice cream you are tall.
That's true. I did that at the Ben and Jerry's factory. That's true. I was what? I don't know. I don't remember how many pints. A lot.
16.
Um, yeah, that's right. It was about that. Yeah, book called Game Winners. Myself and Matthew Blittner wrote it. It's about some of the best game-winning goals. Well, the best of all time. Also in the Olympics too. We included Olympics. We did not include the Summit Series and some of those things. So we have a nice list of that. That's a great book. I write for sportsology.com, NHLDraftBuzz.com. I have the Off the Post podcast, this podcast, and a few other things, elite prospects and such. So yeah, thanks. And Amazon.com, I've written 11 books. So if you want to buy any of them, thank you.
For sure, for sure. Be looking for more great stuff from Russ as well, too, especially that article coming out here to be determined. Also, sitting here with us as well is the prospect on. Anthony, why don't you tell the folks where we can get all the great stuff that you're doing, all the great interviews that you're doing as well, too.
Yeah, I am on YouTube, TikTok, and X at the Prospect Dawn. I do the On the Clock podcast with Blue Chip Prospect and I. He's a huge prospect YouTuber, so you've probably seen some of his clips. I'm at Draft Pros Hockey as the editorial manager and social media manager, so we're going to start ramping up some stuff over there. I am going to a ton of these events, so I'm going to be posting on a lot of my socials, and I'm also going to be doing some work with you guys. So yeah, I'm really excited, and yeah, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, man, that's the other thing too. By the way, I wanted to make a quick little announcement here from R&J Media Sports that the Prospect On will be partnering up with us to do the Prospect Watch show, and we are over the top excited about having this man coming on to join us for interviews, for shows like this, and for all the great stuff. Be looking for all of his great stuff on the website, links to all of his stuff from our website as well too. So be looking for all that stuff coming out here real soon. Thank you all for checking us out and tuning in. Please hit the like and subscribe. We will catch you all on the next episode of Prospect Watch.